is up, YouTube? I am Z, and this channel shows you the world through my lens. As you guys know, I have not been able to help myself. Listen, very few people on my channel are interested in this content. It's just facts. Anytime I've dropped Eminem, it's just not the people that YouTube is showing my thumbnails to. So, I get very few views on it, which tells you why I'm doing this. Because I enjoy it. This to me, when I got really into hip hop, it was around like these big beefs that were happening. It was just off the tails of, I say just off, but it was such a big deal. The East Coast, West Coast, Biggie, Tupac, then Nas, Jay-Z. Like there was these big beefs that happened. And then when I really got into hip hop, it was the Shady Crew versus the Murder Inc. crew. And that's what really got me hooked onto the music. So anytime that we have beefs and there's battles happening, I'm into it. I don't care if anyone's going to watch. I'm doing this for me. I was excited to see this. This was recommended on my homepage. It says, this is from DK Rap Artist. So I'm assuming this is an amateur artist coming up, whatever. I haven't heard of them personally, but it looks like they have a decent following, about 30,000, right? And this, I think you guys remember, this happened. Who is he beefing with? I feel like this happened during the Nick Cannon beef, where a couple of stans stepped in, and there was two that were not famous, but two that were like got the most attention during that time. And they come on the song together. I just can't remember their names, but they come on the song together and they're fans of Eminem and they try to mimic his flow and his delivery, and they release some diss tracks. So this is not the first time this has happened, and we're going to check this out. He has titled this, A Stan Responds to Benzino. This is the Eminem diss response. So I have no idea what to expect. We're going to find out right now. Oh, yeah. My man's outside in the snow.
When there's a ghostwriter,
British.
who you gonna call?
Okay.
The Ghostbuster.
Why is the video quality so bad? Okay.
NBA was a white thing, and aren't you glad we made it different? You wouldn't have the ballers like the Jordans who uplifted, shaped the culture, made a living. You saying them ain't prevalent, your beef with Eminem's the only thing that keeps you relevant. How are you the culture when the culture doesn't like you? I
Or his daughter.
ain't like you. I think you need the money more than I do. The internet despise you. So when I recite the rhymes, you hear me spitting on the mic. I write it just to spite you on the mic. You claim that he's a vulture, you're a joke.
That was some high level writing and delivery there, right? So you see he's on this I ooh rhyme scheme, right?
Spitting on the mic, I write it just to spite you on the mic. You
see on the mic cue, so that he could still get the end rhyme, even though on the mic cue is technically the start of the next sentence. He just makes sure that he ends it there, has a pause, and then he can continue the sentence after. So some high level writing and delivery there.
So when I recite the rhymes, you hear me spitting on the mic. I write it just to spite you on the mic. You claim that he's a vulture, you're a joke. How are you the culture when you broke? First off, Ice Fezzo didn't second nothing you said. There's rumors you was in a hotel, give it some head. You ain't seen him in town, you ain't seeing him out. And put the D on the map, you put the D in your mouth. Emma's
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Okay, look, I wasn't sure how much I wanted to break down, how much I wanted to talk about. A couple lines I'm going to talk about, okay? He opened it up by making the comparison between the NBA and rap music, hip-hop music, and talking about how, well, at one point, now obviously for not so great reasons, it was a white-only thing. And then at some point, those gates were opened, and now we have the elevated, incredible game that we have, right? Now, I know that people are going to be critical of that comparison. They're going to say it's not the same, yada, yada, yada. Now, while it's not a perfect comparison, what I would say is you know, I struggle with this because I'm not black, right? But hip hop means incredible things to me and has done incredible things for me in my life in really difficult times in my life. And that's the part that I think people miss when they want to be so possessive and exclusive about this particular thing. And they think that they're doing a protection of the culture. What I think is actually happening is you're taking this art form and you're trying to make it exclusive and not allow anybody else to use it. There's hip hop and rap in pretty much every country in the world. They have their own version of artists out there doing it in their languages with their own styles, with their own approach. And it's a beautiful thing because what it represents is people being able to express themselves and create art that can connect to other people who maybe can't create art because they're not creative, but need something that they can relate to because they're going through their hard times or whatever. Right? So that to me is what hip hop is. So I immediately discredit anybody who says M is a culture vulture, and I just think that you don't know what you're talking about. And you're stuck in like a weird like lane that you just don't want to come out of. So I do want to address that. I don't think that was a perfect analogy, but that's the point that's coming across. This line right here, okay? Now it started off with addressing this thing where I Swear Vezo has come out in a video and said, I don't even know why you mentioned me, and then cleared up some stuff. Marv 1 has come out in a video and said, I would never speak against Eminem. He's like, anybody who was a rapper, and I'm saying this because I watched this today, anyone who was a rapper in Detroit got a chance to be in that movie as an extra and collect a paycheck and collected a paycheck from it or continues to collect a paycheck from it and got to put food on their table from it. He's like, so it's not, he's like, the stuff you said is not something I'm going to back up. It's not true. And I would never speak against Eminem. And he also gave the analogy that it doesn't matter who won that battle because M won everything else. He won the war, right? So I think all of these videos coming out makes Benzino's diss less and less powerful because now we're getting some of these references that are just becoming weak. And the Ice for Vezo line and Marv 1, those are two of the best lines from that diss, right? Now they've kind of just been discredited. But that line was funny because he talked about the hotel thing again. I think it's been overplayed, but then he did it in a clever way, so you get points for that. M put the D in the map, you put the D in the
town, you ain't seeking him out and put the D on the map, you put the D in your mouth. Emma's platinum status, he don't need you for clout, you need your daughter for money, you need to figure it out. And give Gun an opportunity, Benny an opportunity, Con an opportunity, Royce an opportunity. Everybody left, I'm just keeping it real. If they sound with Diddy, they would still be stuck in the deal. And he don't support battle rap, where he battle Marv 1 on the 8 Mile DVD. You ain't smart, son.
That's clever. That was a great way to flip it. So okay, we're going to talk about this. How to put a diss track together. This guy knows some stuff, right? Or he's done his homework. The best way to put a diss together is you have to address the lines that were put out. Now, obviously, he's doing it for somebody else, but this is how you do it. So he addressed, again, another one of the best lines that was in the diss, where he went down the list of all the artists that have left and then compared Eminem to Diddy, right? And he's basically saying, well, he gave him an opportunity, it didn't pan out, and if they felt that it was best for them to part ways, unlike Diddy, they weren't stuck in a contract that they had to stay in. They had the freedom to leave. That was a really good turnaround. And then this whole battle rap thing, yeah, all those rappers got a chance to be on the scene in Detroit. Do you know how many millions of people watch 8 Mile and didn't know that battle rap was a thing, but now know that battle rap was a thing? That's a great point.
Battle rap, way battle Marv 1 on the 8 Mile DVD. You ain't smart, son. Gave Marv a shout out. Battle rapper shout out. Real. Let's not forget the total slaughter shit that he done. Everybody dissed him. Imagine if he dissed back. Every single song he made would have to be a diss track. There's levels in his leagues, fam. Like Milkbone, the last emperor dissed him. Who the fuck are these, man? You look like a hamster when he's...
I don't know that reference, but I'm assuming it's like somebody who's established and somebody who's up and coming. He's like, there's so many disses coming in. If you reply to every single thing that comes in, every song you put out is going to be a diss track. And just so we're clear, a lot of artists do say stuff about Eminem, right? Whether it's on like commercial tracks, whether it's underground artists trying to come up, it happens.
Like Milkbone, the last emperor dissed him. Who the fuck are these, man? You look like a hamster when he's packing his cheeks. Who is your buddy in the hotel clapping your cheeks? Man, you're rapping this week, so we know you had the ghostwriter. Mention proof to get him hot-headed like the Ghost Rider. Keep saying he invades a...
Nice reference, get him hot-headed like the Ghost Rider, Skull on Flames. Yeah, I agree. I think that proof line was in there to get M angry, to get him to respond. And I think the further proof of that was that in Rap Elvis, he readdressed it and then kind of gave some respect to Proof. And I think that solidified for me that it was just a bait, right? He was baiting him out by saying something he knew was going to get under his skin. It's like the people who would say Haley or, whatever.
Why the Ghost Rider mention proof to get him hot-headed like the Ghost Rider. Keep saying he invades a culture just to diss us. Every single chance he get, he uses it to give love. Just listen
Facts.
to
Hall of Fame. Okay, I
he
stopped him
invades a
early.
culture just to diss us. Every single chance he get, he uses it to give love. Just listen to his rock and roll Hall of Fame list. Name me one other rapper that be doing that shit.
That was one of the things I wanted to bring up. I didn't mention it in my reaction, but somebody commented something that kind of made me a little bit irritated, and they said how Eminem has been like stealing the culture and like whatever, and if you're not black you don't get it. And I think that's a really like a cop-out line that people drop. Name one other rapper that shouts out other rappers and other like originators as much as Eminem, and not just in the Hall of Fame speech. Like, tell me without telling me that you don't listen to his music. Listen to Music to Be Murdered By. Do you know how many names he dropped in that album of the originators, like people that he looked up to that started this rap thing? Tell me you don't listen to the music without telling me.
Apparently the man Eminem keeps us divided. The only reason he be getting hate is cause he's white, and we hate your double standards and your racism is bullshit. You've been
Facts.
shot before, so you could take my shots cause what's a bullet, huh? Plus you've been taking shots in the hotel too.
So you addressed... Oh. No. Yo, he is violating him right now. He addressed the bullet line because, again, I think that was another strong line from him. But now he said, now you're taking shots in the hotel too.
Shots cause what's a bullet, huh?
Oh, Lord.
Plus you've been taking shots in the hotel too. Yeah, I'm a Ghostbuster.
Sounds pretty good.
When there's a ghostwriter, who you gonna call? The Ghostbuster. Yeah. Okay. Yo, listen. That was a very strong track. We reacted to the Cassius responses. And the thing about Cassius was that he didn't come in and kind of play like a clever angle or even address too many lines that Benzino said. He kind of came in with just like you're not really about this. I am. Don't mess with me or stuff's going to go sideways. And again, when you have that background that matches those threats, they carry a different weight, right? So he could do that. Now, this particular track was textbook like battle response. You're taking the lines that the other person said, you're breaking them down and turning them against them. That is textbook battle rap diss track, right? So for me, this is probably the best response that's happened so far out of all the stuff that's happened. And this is from a stan. DK rap artist, that was dope. You did a great job. You sounded great. I don't know if there's a whole bunch of other reactors reacting to it, but I think they should because that was entertaining. I do want to point out, I saw a video from Screwface Gene
I've gone back and forth in my history of really enjoying his content, sometimes not. And I think sometimes he tries really hard to be the anti-Stan. He's an Eminem fan, don't get me wrong. But he tries really hard to not depict himself as a Stan. And I think sometimes he goes too far in the other direction. And I do want to say, with all due respect, I do think this is one of the times that he's getting it wrong, because he tried to back up Benzino's interview where he said, we bounce ideas. He didn't just say bounce ideas. He said getting lines or a verse. He said that. Like, those were the words that came out of his mouth. And again, when you're making like a track just for your album or for the radio, that's one thing. But I mean, come on, man. Screwface, you rap yourself. You've been in YouTube rap battles yourself, and you slayed. Like, you're very talented. Would you let somebody else give you a line for your diss track? For your diss track. I'm not talking about a regular track. For your diss track. You know the truth. I don't think you would. Because that's one-on-one. That's about whose pen is better. Just my opinion. I'm a fan, though. Sometimes. Sometimes I feel like we don't share the same opinion. But that's okay. We can do that. Anyways, if you guys are still here, I appreciate you spending your time with me. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you next time.